Hi there folks, my name's Nervawing24 and welcome to my little tutorial guide on the landing challenges for the Icon A5 in Microsoft Flight. So without further ado, let's get straight into it with our first challenge, challenge number 1. So this one's just a basic, nice introductory challenge, just simply land on the runway, keep it nice and straight and nice and gentle. So for anyone who's played it all or done the tutorials, you'll know it's all about power. So we're going to be lining up here and smoothing in. So just nice even approach. Drop the gear, lower your speed. Just monitor your speed as you come through. So obviously it's important to keep your speed not too low that you fall out of the sky, but not too high that you're going to slamming into the ground. So watch your puppy lights coming in here. So as you can see, you've got half red, half white. It means that we're on the glide path. Going in, nice and easy. So part of the challenge is keeping it on the center line. And just remember that flare there. And there we are, down. So nice close. So we've got fairly high for the soft landing, good for the side skid, and dead center on the runway. And that should be enough to get us the gold. Indeed it is. There we go. So that's the first one out of the way. So the Icon's a nice gentle aeroplane. Good aeroplane to start with. So with that, let's keep going on to the second challenge now. So our second challenge is same kind of idea onto a strip. This one's more of a rural bush strip. So this one's a little bit hard to see and harder to line up on. So unlike the last one, where you actually lined up pretty much on the glide path, this one you do have to make a turn in. So traditionally you normally land with a headwind, but for this one I have actually found that it's a fairly low wind that you've got here. So you end up with actually a bit of a crosswind as you come in, so you'll actually use that to help you line up. It also can cause a few issues as you're trying to line up for the center of the runway. So again, it's all about just feathering the power. Gear down, gently just let it float in, down we go. Nice and soft there, bit of a side skid, and it's hopefully helpful from the crosswind. Centerline wasn't the best result, but I think again that should be enough for the gold. Hey, yes, there we are. Cool, excellent. Alright, so moving on again as we do. Just going to keep this slot nice and short and sharp for everyone. So moving on, so our third landing challenge. Now our third landing challenge is a bit more difficult than the last two. Last two were fairly easy. So this one puts us really having to deal with weather, or at least winds. Now I mentioned just before that most times when you guys are trying to land, this is real life as well, that you land and take off into a headwind. The idea being that this actually gives you more lift over the wings as you're actually coming in at lower speeds. As you can see here, we've got 20 plus knot winds coming through. Now if we try to land from pretty much where we set up, yeah, it'd just go all sorts of bad. So we're going to have to reposition ourselves, get to enjoy a nice relaxing Hawaiian sunset as we sort of reposition ourselves. So you can see there, that's the runway threshold that we're going to be looking at using. So we just need to go a bit further along, give ourselves a bit of separation from the runway so we can actually get a nice approach in. And it is definitely about controlling the power. And you can use that headwind, what's about to become a headwind as we come into land, use that to keep the lift going over the wings as we reduce our power, and we try and sort of float in and watch the flare on landing. So turning in on finals now, coming around the side. So you can see that that wind is already starting to really affect us. So with our reduced power, it is sort of keeping us, so we are almost fighting it. We are fighting against it as you come in. So we're a bit low on the glide path at the moment, as you can see again from those PAPI lights. So this has got the other type of the PAPI lights, or the Visi lights, and we've got 4 in a row. The idea being that you want 2 white, 2 red. It shows you when you're in the sweet spot of the glide path, so we are still a bit low. Struggling a bit with the winds there. Right, so this is one of the things that you do have to master with, especially light aircraft. It's the fact that because they are light, they can get severely affected by weather and by the various wind shears and stuff like that. Alright, so we're back on the glide path now. Coming in now. Okay, starting to back off on the power now as we almost at the threshold. Alright, just being buffeted around a little bit there, so just trying to keep them nice and centre. Alright, just backing the power off, watch the flare. Just keep it right to the edge of stall. And gently does it, down we are. Very soft landing. So you almost want to be pretty much stopped all the time you land. There we are, pretty high results for everything. And once again, perfect for the goals. We're not doing too badly, are we? Alright, on we go. So, next challenge up. We're going to be looking at challenge number 4. Now this is the first of our water landings that we do with the Icon. Icon obviously being an amphibian. They had to throw some in there somewhere. So this one's going to be putting us to land between two markers on a short stream. So this one can be a bit challenging because it is a fairly winding stream, and whichever way you land at it from, the stream turns pretty quickly afterwards, so you're going to make sure you get your speed down. So again, using some of the tricks like we did last one, you pretty much when you land you want to be almost ready to stop. So the best way I found to do this one is is coming at it. You actually want to follow the path of the stream as you do. So just backing the power off and letting the gravity, letting a forward momentum carry us down with the airspeed. So there we are, just dropping down, lining ourselves up. So we're just going to follow the curve of the river, water body, whatever it is, as we come down through here. So we're going to start just dropping the altitude a bit. So you can see we've backed the power right off. We're just sort of using our excess energy and airspeed. Come here, just touch a rudder in there to bring us back in line. Alright, so the aim is you've got to touch down somewhere between the two markers. Coming in, bit of a flare right there, and down we are. A little bit harder than I wanted, but no, got the softs, that's alright. So just to make sure you don't crash and lose your achievement, you want to stick your wingtip down and turn really fast there as you slow down. So there we go. Some of those results, but I think we should be enough. Yep, excellent. There we go. So that's our gold one for our first of our water landings. Right, onwards and upwards. So next we have is our challenge 5. So this is the second one of our water ones. So this one is just landing on a fairly, it's a smallish lake. Sort of a reservoir, I think if I remember correctly. So this one again introduces the idea of lining up and also being able to control your airspeed as you come through, but presenting the added challenge of the fact that it is a very fixed end waterways. Now let's see how we handle this one. As it all a little bit loads there. Oh, it took me longer to load than I thought. So the Icon is a very beautiful aircraft, I find, just as a bit of an added side note. Very impressive, and hopefully one day we'll see more of those. We'll see them in the skies. We'll start production. But anyway, back to the task at hand. So we're coming through there, so we've got our reservoir there. So again, we're going to use our trick of actually landing into the wind. So we're going to reposition ourselves here. So we're going to be going into a bit of a headwind. Just to give you an idea of the fairly small size of the lake as we go through there. So what we're going to be looking at doing here, I'm just going to be looking at making sure we're fairly, again, almost at our sort of stall speed as we come in. So we're coming through here, using the rudder to help us bleed a bit of that airspeed as we turn and line up. So we're going to be coming down between, so we're going to line up between a couple of those trees, just to give us the maximum amount of water as we come through. The trees actually do present some of the biggest challenges of this particular landing, because you do sort of have to then suddenly drop a fair few feet to actually get into the water. So we're going to sort of almost trim a couple of trees as we come through there. Coming down and flare. And down we go. Now we're pushing the stick forward to try and slow us down, but I don't think we've got enough room. So, as an amphibian, drop the gear. And we can come up onto the ground. Oh, fancy French. But we didn't hit anything, so we still managed to achieve it. So not the most orthodox way of actually achieving that one. But hey, we got there. That's the goal for this one. Right, so, goal achievement award there. Onwards and upwards. But, yeah, perhaps not the most orthodox finish to that one. A few scrapes on the bottom of the hull. Anyway, so, next, and I think possibly the last challenge for this one, I do believe. Yes, this is the last of the Icon Landing Challenge, Sea Challenge number 6. So again, the water landing. And this one's, again, taking the idea of the last one, but decreasing the size again. It's making it quite small. So it's just a little pond off the end of the Dillingham runway. Now this one, if I recall correctly, is going to be a bit more, it's also going to be a bit of an unorthodox finish, I think. But let's find out together. So with this one, I'm going to go counter to the things I've just previously told everyone about going and landing into a headwind. I found that to actually maximize the points on getting the side skid points, you're actually going to need to land with a bit of a tailwind. So just slowing down there. A few people holding on steam there. Alright, so now we've got our landing strip of water in sight. I'm going to turn in, so we've cut the power. Again, using that rudder to help us bleed some of that airspeed. So we're going to be coming in. As I was saying before, you just want to drop the power right back. You want to be sitting almost at the edge of stall speed as you come through. Now, this particular approach allows us to clear a lot of the trees, so it's coming in through a bit of an open area, so we don't have to worry too much about clipping trees, so we can actually get a lot lower to sea level as we're on our approach. And as I said, it's just keeping it about 50, 53, 52 knots, so we are right on the edge of stall speed there. 40 odd knots dropping there, keeping up a bit, just a little bit further, and down we get. Alright, so again pushing the stick far forward to actually stop. Oh, we're going to pop the gear out just in case we don't run out of water. Yeah, we did. Oh no we didn't. Excellent. Yes we did, right at the end there. But then, again, so we've got points there. So it's all about the soft landing and the side skid. So folks, thanks very much for watching there. That's been my brief little tutorial on getting the gold achievements for all the Icon Landing Challenges. Hope you enjoyed it. See you all in the skies soon.